record on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the vent cover right now. And I am going to start by, I already have in place construction lines vertically and horizontally. And I'm going to offset to find the center of this piece of macaroni. Okay. So, so I'm going to offset down 0.75 and I'm going to offset in 1 inch to find this center, which then is going to create the center for that object. So I'm going to go back to AutoCAD. I'm going to do my offset up here, distance of 0.75. I'm going to do my horizontal line down first, and then I'm going to do escape, and I need to go back into the offset command. My offset this time is going to be 1 inch, and I'm going to go my vertical line in. So now this intersection that I just created right here, this is going to be the center of that shape. Okay. So now let's look back and see what other dimensions we need. So everything comes from that center that we just created, that intersection. So now I'm going to create the radius for this center, and that radius is 0.75. So I'm going to go back to AutoCAD and I'm going to draw a circle. Now there's going to be quite a few lines here for a little bit, but it's okay. We'll kind of straighten things out. So using this center, I'm doing center radius, this intersection. Now I happen to have in my running object snaps intersection clicked. Okay. If you don't, you want to add it, go ahead. Or if you don't want to add it, you can always shift right mouse button and find intersection. So that's the intersection of those two construction lines that we just created. And now my radius is going to be 0.75. Okay. This is that radius of the macaroni. So now I'm going to go back. Let's see what else I got here. You'll notice that this radius here is the radius over the top. So that means from the center there on either side, it's a 1/2 inch. I can offset this circle in both directions. Okay. That's what I'm going to do to get that thickness. So I'm going to go back to AutoCAD. I'm going to click on offset. And this time my offset's going to be 0.25. And I'm going to offset from what is the center right here. Activate that and go to the outside, reactivate the same one and go to the inside. I know it looks crazy. It looks really crazy. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to notice that when we go back here, I created basically this circle, and this circle. But to get to that center, I have to be up a little ways. And that up a little ways is a 1/4 inch up. Okay. More lines. So where I'm at right here, right here, I'm going to offset up 0.25. Okay. So I am going to, I don't think I have to offset. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go line. I'm going to find this intersection and I'm going to just go straight up. I have my ortho on. And I'm going to make a line that is, how long do you think? 0.25. 0.25. Because now I'm going to hit escape. The endpoint of that line is the center of that radius at the top. So now I'm going to create a circle center radius. From that center, that radius is going to be 0.25. Enter. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is from the intersection of that horizontal line and the intersection of the outside of the circle, I'm going to draw a line straight up. Okay. So line from that intersection to the tangent point. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in here, intersection to tangent point right there. Escape. Okay. Then I'm going to do another line on the other side. And this one is going to, oopsie, this one's going to go from, oh, I don't have an intersection, do I? Oh yeah, I do right there. I'm going to go line, intersection, tangent point. Okay, tangent point. So notice how I'm using object snaps for everything. All right, otherwise you're not going to get connections. All right, now let's put in the radius on this side. Let's see how that one's constructed. I think it's very similar. So notice from that quadrant down there, I'm a 1/4 inch out, right? So I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to draw a line, horizontal line in this case. I'm going to do a line. I'm going to start at the intersection right here at the center of that center. And I'm going to go a horizontal line. I'm just going to push that way and I'm going to input 0.25 and then hit escape or enter. I'm going to push this up, pan up. There is going to be the center of my 1/4 inch radius. So I'm going to go back to the radius circle here, go to the endpoint, and my radius is 0.25. Okay. So now I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to go line, go to that intersection, and I'm going to go tangent. Make sure you get the tangent when you go over there. Okay. Then I'm going to go on the inside part of it, line, intersection. It doesn't look like it's going to intersect, but it does. And it's actually a straight line tangent. All right. I've got it done. All I have to do is trim now. There's a lot of lines. So let's trim away what we want. Be careful with your trim. Take it one at a time. So I'm going to go up to my trim, the little scissors, and I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to work on the stuff I want to get rid of. So I'm going to do this inside circle first. Okay. Outside circle. Kind of isolate this. And then notice that on the inside, this inside circles, these kind of extended. And then there's this little bitty, this one right here. We want to get rid of that one. Okay. Then I'm going to get rid of this and that. So that's that side. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to get rid of that little bitty first, that one in here, that one in here, and then this one, and then the outsides will go. Okay. There it is. That's usually the hardest part of this one. I'm going to get rid of this one. Oopsie. Erase. Get rid of that entity. And then you don't need those construction lines anymore either. So you can get rid of those construction lines that we created. So you can get rid of, you know, really all of them. Boom, 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 boom. It was just for, oops. I hit escape instead of enter. This one, this one, this one. There we go. It's just a little bit easier to look at. The center line as well, you don't have to have in there. So you can get rid of the center, just use again for getting that thickness. So you can get rid of this guy. And I know I said, you know, watch, you know, use polylines. I wouldn't even worry about polylines for this. You know, this is fine. What I am going to be looking for is, as I look at this construction, do our lines, if I click on that, are those lines meeting, and are they making sure that they're not overlapped or, you know, there's a gap. Okay. So and you ensure that by using object snaps. Okay. Now for the rest of this, let's look back. This center is going to be the ellipse. Do you want to see how to put the ellipse in? Or you feel like, yeah, I can do it. Who wants to see the ellipse? Okay, let's do it. Let's go back to AutoCAD. Now let's look. Is there an ellipse function? There is. So just to the right of the arc, here is your ellipse function. Okay. And let's try the one that's here. This is the center ellipse, because the ellipse is centered on our 0, 0. So we're going to click on center ellipse. And I'm going to be honest. I haven't used this command in a while. So the first thing I want to do is I want to watch my command line. It's going to tell me what it needs next. Okay. So it wants me to specify the center of my ellipse. So 0, 0, right? That's exactly where I want it to be. So now it has it there. Then it's going to be, we want to specify an endpoint for my axis. So let's go back to our drawing and let's look underneath here. If I'm going vertically, my axis, the center line, is going to be 2.5 inches tall on one side, like the radius of it, or 5 inches wide, right? So let's go back and ask, and then 1/2 would be the radius for it. So let me go back here. It says specify the endpoint of the axis. So notice that it wants an endpoint here. So I want that to be 1/2 of whatever direction I'm going in. I'm going to go vertically right now. It's going to be 2.5. Make sure you have ortho on 2.5. Okay. So now it has it going this way, but I actually now want to finish it out. Notice from center, it wants another dimension. What should that dimension be? That should be 1/2 of 8, right? It's going to be 4. There you go. Let's do it again, just to be sure we got it. Whoopsie. I got to erase first and then erase my ellipse. So ellipse, whoops, ellipse, the center one that's right on top there, put in your 0, 0 coordinates for the center. Now, whether you do the vertical or the horizontal does not make a difference, okay? I just defaulted to vertical. This needs to be the radius from center to the high point, you know, vertically, which is going to be 2.5, half of 5. And then I'm going to push out horizontally. Again, have your ortho on so you can only go horizontal. And this is going to be half of 8, which is 4. There we go. Okay, look at this. So now you've got one of the macaroni done. You've got the outside ellipse done. Do you guys feel comfortable doing the mirror? We can mirror this up over. And then once you have 2 of them, you can mirror this way. Oh, we shouldn't have gotten rid of those construction lines. Dang it. You can put those back in if you want. Those are your mirror lines. And then placing each one of your polygons yet. Does anybody want to see any more on this problem or you feel comfortable finishing it up? Who wants to see more? Anybody on the chat want to see more? Okay. All right. Then I'm going to let you finish it up. Yeah, I know you can. Okay. So I'm going to stop recording and that should be that hopefully is a good start for you.